Lesson 1. Atlas Reporting System Overview. The purpose of this chapter is to get you started with the Atlas reporting system. This will involve understanding the Atlas ribbon bar, the two basic styles of report, single cell or free format or tabled or structured reports. At completion of this chapter, you will be able to access the Atlas ribbon, understand the functionality of the insert and inspector groups found within the Atlas ribbon, understand the differences between single cell and table report styles, understand insert and editing modes. Lesson 1 Scenario. You are learning how to use Atlas 6.1, and as part of your learnings you will need to know how to access and use the Atlas ribbon elements that are required in the creation and use of Atlas reports and queries. This section of the lesson is intended to help a general user of Atlas understand how to start the report creation and editing process. During this lesson, you will learn about the functions found within the Atlas ribbon. You will also learn about the options you have to insert a new report or data query, as well as the options to edit an existing report. Watch the following demonstration and attempt the questions at the end. The Atlas 6.1 menu tab is shown in your Microsoft Office system after the installation of Atlas on your desktop or workstation. To access the ribbon, simply navigate to the menu of your native Microsoft Office document and then click to select the Atlas 6.1 tab, and this will open the Atlas ribbon. The Atlas ribbon is divided into 5 groups. Insert, the starting place for every new report or query. The Inspector group, the place for edits and changes. The Properties group. This contains Atlas 6.1 advanced functions. The Actions group. This contains Atlas 6.1 advanced reporting options. The Help group. This contains information and help on Atlas. In this e-learning manual, we cover in full both the Insert and Inspector groups. The Insert group, creating a new report or query. The New function is used when creating a new report. When selected, the Atlas New Options working pane will open. The functions contained within this working pane are Value. The single value function, when used, returns aggregated numeric values of the selected information into any cell, shape, or table within your chosen Microsoft Office system.
Into a Microsoft Office table object in your document.
Often used in isolation.
The report or query can be represented
and is generally
as a list,
used
or
with
it can be
other
aggregated
Atlas
to
functions
form a summary report.
report.
Table reporting functions are used
Text.
when you want to present lists,
The
summaries,
single
or
text function
cross-tabulated
when used
matrix
returns a single
style
line or
information
string of
for your
text back
business
into a
dynamic
single
CRM
cell, shape,
systems.
or table. This single cell
Tables.
functionality is primarily used in reports or presentations where you need lots of format control. Examples of when you might use this is in an account ledger, a balance sheet, email, or a letterhead template, or even perhaps a PowerPoint presentation. Lookup. The lookup function enables you to place contextual data as a reference into a single cell or content control that, when selected, updates a field with the chosen information. This function works extremely well when used as a filter. This is primarily used to return a non-numeric code or multiple non-numeric codes from a user-defined list or summary report. The report is viewed in a lookup task pane, which is presented when you select a range containing this function. Typically, the code that is selected in the lookup is returned to the workbook and used in conjunction with other functions such as a filter.
Table functions. Table functions return one or more rows into a Microsoft Office table object in your document. The report or query can be represented as a list, or it can be aggregated to form a summary report. Table reporting functions are used when you want to represent lists, summaries, or cross-tabulated matrix information from your business dynamic CRM systems. The list function is used to return non-aggregated series of records from a data source into a Microsoft Office table. The table will be formatted according to the fields you've added and in the order of those fields. You can also choose to add sums or counts to the table. List reports can be grouped into sections with totals per section and overall. List reports can include user-defined calculated columns. These act as placeholders into which you can put an Atlas calculation or another cell function such as an Excel standard function. You would use a list table when you wanted to present a list of main records, use the output from a list as an input for a table upload, or present a ranked list of records. So for example, say you want to show the top 10 customers or the bottom selling inventory lines. Summary tables. The summary function is used to return an aggregated series of records from a data source into a Microsoft Office table. The table will be formatted according to the defaults you set in your Microsoft Office choice of document. Once the table is generated, you can adjust the format and other options to suit. When a report is refreshed, these adjusted settings are remembered and reapplied to the regenerated summary. You would use the summary function when you want to present a summary of records from a transaction table, provide a report that can be manipulated to form the basis of an upload, or use the report in conjunction with other summary reports. A snippet is a saved representation of a report, including any sidebar drill down or upload definition. Ideally, it is good practice to begin all new reports or queries from a snippet, if one is available. Snippets can be categorized into workspaces and again subcategorized into subfolders for better organization. To begin using your snippets, you simply identify the snippet you wish to use from your snippet library, select the cell, table, or shape that you wish for your report or query to display within, and simply click Insert. The inspector group. When would you use the inspector group? To edit an existing document, you would need to use the functions found within the inspector group. There are three key main functions. Data. The data function is used to edit an existing report. Filter. The filter function is used to apply a filter to an existing query or report. Style. The style function is used when you wish to make changes to how the information in a report is displayed. Let's look at these in more detail. Data. The data function is used to understand an existing Atlas report. When used, it provides information such as what data sources are in use, which fields from which tables reside within the report or query, which fields are returning additional information or have certain configurations applied, such as has this field been aggregated, has the field or the information been returned, had a sum or a count applied, has there been a formula or a calculation been applied, does the field contain any other additional hidden information, and again, if the report or query has a filter applied. Using the data inspector also enables us to make changes to an existing report. These changes may include adding new fields, removing any fields, or applying an existing or even configuring an existing filter. Using the data inspector also enables us to make changes to an existing report. These changes may include adding a new field, removing a field, apply or editing an existing filter, and it can also inform us as to whether or not the data field in question contained within that report has any calculations, formulas are applied, and if so, it enables us to make edits to it. Using the filters. The use of a filter is primarily to assist you in removing any unwanted information from your report or query. Filters can be applied to the report, filtering the information displayed, or to the query, filtering the information that is returned from the system, to only display or to only return the information that is relevant. Filters can also be used in conjunction with lookups. When this functionality is used, the lookup provides an example in which the report could be potentially filtered by. Filter expressions can be exact matches or values such as greater than, less than, contains, or it may even be a date range. Adjusting the report style. The style inspector is sensitive to the type of reporting object being edited. Use of this inspector is to change the order of the report columns, perhaps change the groupings, add or remove subtotals, and to set whether on-sheet filtering of the table object is allowed. Report table styles can also be edited using the style inspector. Some examples of the different style formats can be seen in the demonstration. Some report styles will include sums and counts
as well as filters to the columns. Summary report styles, again similar to the previous example, but without the filters on the columns. And finally, matrix style tables. Matrix style reports can be compact or tubular. Lesson 1, Key Points. This section introduced the Atlas ribbon for the reporting system. In particular, you learned that the reporting system functions are accessible from the ribbon so that you can create new reports or edit existing in-document reports. Additionally, we also covered that Atlas reports are one of two types. Single cell, where values are returned to a cell or content control, or a table, where a Microsoft Office table object is used to present rows and columns of a report. We also covered that snippets are a predefined report definition and can be inserted into a document directly and generally your starting point. The insert group of the ribbon is used to create a new report. The inspector group is used to edit the contents of an existing report. Functionality contained within is such as your data inspector that is used to edit the columns of a report or get an understanding of an existing report, like the fields or the parameters that have been added or potentially any configurations. The filters that allow you to adjust the filter fields and adjust the information that is either returned during your query or filtered and viewable in your report. Style that allows you to adjust the report properties and the way that the data is represented. That concludes Lesson 1.